Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I am your host, Kianna Jit. And today we are going to be talking a little bit more deeper today. Today is going to be a deeper, more, I don't want to say meaningful, but it's just more we're going to be talking about some hard shit. Let's be real with it. We're going to be talking about some hard shit, some stuff that maybe it's hard for you to talk about, bitch, it's hard for me to talk about, but we're going to get through it together. I am going to give you guys a little bit of a trigger warning. Today's episode, we'll be talking about eating disorders. We'll be talking about body images, negative talk, I guess, about bodies. Not necessarily me talking about negative things, but just things that have happened to me. We'll be talking about substance abuse. We'll be talking about prescription pills, possibly a little bit of bulimia in there. I'm not quite sure. Something about me is when I sit down to do these episodes, I have no, we're going to talk about, I don't have any, form or list or anything. I'm just sitting down and whatever comes out, bitch. I just know the topic and that's all I know. So I don't know exactly for sure if bulimia will come up, but that is your guys' trigger warning. If those topics stir up some bad stuff in you and you just don't have the mental capacity to deal with that right now, or you aren't ready to deal with that, or you frankly just don't want to hear it, don't worry. You don't have to listen to this episode. You don't have to listen to this podcast about this stuff. I know it's fucking hard and it hurts and it's brutal and it's like, fuck, this shit hurts. Trust me, I'm right there with you. So yeah, don't feel the need to have to listen if you want to support. I get it. I really, really get it. So I really want to talk about, obviously, as you guys can see, if you're watching on YouTube or just, me in general, I am not your skinny girl. By no means. I am a plus size woman. I've been bigger, I've been plus size, I've been fat my entire life. Since a bitch came out of the womb, I was a big girl, okay? That's just how it's always been. And I have dealt with a lot of trauma that has came from that. And a lot of women, I know, women that are close to me, and I know women out there have dealt with the same exact trauma. And I want to talk about it. I want to shed light on it and let you know that you are not alone. You're not alone in this world when especially when it comes to body images and negativity towards your body. And I wanted to share my story and share what I've gone through and how I've overcame it. I'm not going to sit here and say, I don't think I'll ever be able to sit down and say, I made it through. I love my body every single fucking day of the year and I feel confident 24/7 and yada, yada, yada. I don't think I can ever say that. But what I can tell you is that I am in such a better place than I was a couple years ago. My mental health is so much better. My love for my body is 10 times more. And what I've done to be able to get to that place, I'm going to share with you guys today. Scared. This is scary. Okay. So I want to go back to when I was a young gal. I did competitive cheer when I was around, I want to say from ages 5 to, I would say 8, I was in cheerleading. I did competitive cheer in Southern California. And then when my mother and I moved up to Northern California, I still did cheerleading. It wasn't competitive, but it was still cheer. And in cheerleading, I loved it. I loved, I'm a girly girl. I am a girl's girl, bitch. I love pink. I love the glitz. I love doing my hair and my makeup and all of that stuff. And I loved that about cheer. But what I don't think at the time, obviously I was so young, I don't think I really realized the impression that it would leave on me was it taught me so much negativity towards my body and my self-esteem. And sometimes I sit back and I think, and I'm like, wow, when a perfect analogy, I feel it's not really an analogy because it's something that truly happened, and it truly did make me feel this way, is when you're thinking about cheer and you think about a pyramid, right? And there's usually like 3 or 4 girls on the bottom, and then 3 or 2 girls on the middle, and then the 1 girl up top, right? And every single time, the girls at the bottom are always the biggest ones. They're always the more chunkier ones, the fatter ones, the bulkier ones, and the medium girls are on top of them, and the skinny girl is on top. And she is the best. She is the star. She is what everybody needs to be looked at. She is, the big thing. And I remember wanting to be the star. I've always wanted to be the star. I'm a Scorpio. I've always loved the center of attention. I've loved it my whole entire life. And I remember wanting to be that star, the number one, the girl on top, right? And being told, no, you're always going to be at the bottom of the pyramid. You are the bigger one. You are always going to be at the bottom. The other girls need you to be at the bottom so that they can stand on top of you, so the star can be on the top. And that taught me so much in life. That's just how fucking society works. Is being the bigger girl, you've got to be at the bottom so that everybody else, the better, the skinnier, they can be on top of you and they can shine. While you're the big girl, you got to be at the bottom. That's just how it goes. And I took that with me being 5, 6, 7 years old. And I took that with me for the rest of my fucking life. And that's how I felt every day moving forward. I was always like the skinnier girl, the smaller girl, the girl with the better body, the girl that, looks amazing, all of that. She's going to be she's going to be number one. She's going to be on top, and I have to be on the bottom. And that's just how my life has to be. That's who I am. That's what happens. And I think about little Kianna now, and I think about little girls now that are having those same realizations or same feelings. And it makes me so sad because that is truly what we're taught. I know it's an analogy, and of course, makes fucking sense. The bigger ones at the bottom and then the skinnier ones on top. I get it. Like, it makes sense. But that is how society has made people who are of bigger stature or chunkier feel. And I've always been a big bitch. Like I said, like coming out of the womb, girl, I was chunky. I had the rolls. I had everything. It was fucking destined. So many people in my life or in my family are diabetics. A lot of my family are on the chunkier side, on my mother's side. We're Cuban. We eat a lot of carbs, rice, beans. Like that is our life. That's kind of like what was going to happen, is I was going to be chunky. And I just felt like that was my life's path. I had like chunky means last, means bottom, means whatever. And so I went on with my life, dealing with the insecurities that I have. I was growing and getting more and more of being, 5, 6 years old, especially in the early 2000s where skinny culture was like the most intense fucking thing in the world. I remember a couple months ago, I saw on TikTok this TikTok account that shows like old commercials from the early 2000s, and it showed that skinny, itty bitty bikini commercial, and I think it's a Yoplait yogurt commercial, and it's like pretty much fucking saying like, only eat this yogurt for your lunch and dinner and you're gonna be able to, it's like yellow polka dot bikini or some bullshit like that. And she had to lose the weight to be in that bikini, she had to eat the Yoplait fucking yogurt for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or some toxic bullshit like that. And I was like, looking back at that now, I was like, that is the most toxic shit. And I was how old looking at that? How old listening to that, hearing that all the fucking time? Like that, of course, no wonder I think this way of me. No wonder I feel like shit when I eat an actual lunch and not eat a fucking yogurt. Like, of course, no wonder I feel like that. So, anyways, I went on with life, you know, still dealing with my insecurities. Went into elementary and middle school with dealing with complete straight up bullies. When I was in, I believe, fifth grade, third or fifth grade, I can't remember. I moved to my mother and I moved to Northern California. And I think really truly here is where the bullying took place. Like, it was really intense for me. When I was in middle school, I was always made fun of, you know, kids just picked on me all the time, calling me, my nicknames were Earthquake, because, you know, big bitch, when I'm walking by, there's an earthquake. I was called Gorilla. I was called Evil Pork Chop. Like, I was made fun of. The whole nine. And I also remember the same guys, because it was always men who were making fun of me. It was always guys who were making fun of me. The same guys that would make fun of me and call me Gorilla and call me Earthquake and all that shit. When there was no one else in the room or we were by ourselves, oh, he turned into the nicest guy ever. He wanted to be my little boyfriend, but secret. He wanted to kiss me. He wanted to do all that stuff. And if you're a plus size woman, you know that men love you behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, they love us big bitches. But if we're out in public, they don't want anything. It's embarrassing. No. I like my girl skinny and all of that stuff. So dealing with that in fucking middle school, like I was so confused. Like, I was so like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm all right behind closed doors, but I'm not good enough to be out there in public with the rest of everybody. And I took that with me into high school. High school is truly where I struggled. My mental health plummeted. I didn't really deal with bullying as much, thank God. I don't think I would be here if I had still dealt with the same type of bullies that I dealt in elementary, middle school, and high school, because my mental health was just, I think that was around the age where social media really started to come to be. I'm 25, and I graduated when I was 2016. So high school was what? Oh my God, I can't think. 2012 through 2016 was like my high school era. So Instagram started to be around, toxic ideas of what your body should look like started to come around as well. And just being in fucking high school, because high school sucks and high school is not fun, and you deal with boyfriends that are horrible and, shit like that. But I will briefly talk about one of my exes. I'm going to talk more about my relationship with this person more in another episode, talking about like domestic violence. But this person, I'll never forget. I don't even remember how we like came to be. I think it was through Facebook. And I remember being on the phone with him, and I was like, "Oh, I thought you were dating this other girl, another girl that was, in my school." And he was like, "No, I broke up with her. I like the Kim Kardashian type with the big fat ass and the small waist. And she started to gain a couple pounds, so I couldn't do it. Are you going to be able to hold your weight? Are you going to be able to lose weight? Like, are you going to be able to keep the same weight or lose it? Because I can't deal with anything bigger than you." And bitch, I thought that was okay. I thought that was okay to be talked to like that. Like, I was like, I mean, yeah, like, I hope not to gain any weight. I'm trying to lose weight now, like, da-da-da-da-da. And he was the older guy, that whole fucking shit, all of that shit. He was just horrible, right? And so the relationship went on. And when you're in a relationship, of course, you're, going out and football games, and it's high school and whatever. And I did gain weight. I did gain a little bit of weight. And I remember him hitting me and things like that. But again, we'll talk about that in another episode. But he broke up with me or he would say things because I gained weight. And he was, all the fat and this and that and the third and all of that shit. And so we broke up, right? And was going through it. I was really, really going through it. And one of my really good friends at the time, he was really close to me because I had held a secret of his that, you know, he didn't want anyone to know. And so we just got really close, me and this other guy. We were friends. And I was talking to a girl that was his friend, and we were just talking, and she was like, wow, the pills you gave me, I really lost a lot of weight talking to my guy friend. And I was like, what pills? And he was like, oh, I'm diagnosed with ADHD and I take Adderall for that, but it makes you lose weight. So I gave some to her, to help her lose a couple pounds. I think this was around like prom time. When he said that, I remember thinking, wow, God, thank you so much. You gave this amazing gift to me that I'm going to be able to buy Adderall so I can lose weight. Like, wow, that is so bad. Like, I remember thinking like, wow, like this is great. This fantastic, fan-fucking-tastic. I can lose weight. I can, and it'll be easy and it's great. Fantastic. Like I was so happy and I was like, please let me buy some off of you. Like I really need to lose weight. You know what I've been going through with my ex and what he said to me. Like I really need to lose weight. And he was like, sure, that's fine. So from there on out, I was buying a week's supply of Adderall off of him every week. And he was not some drug dealer. I wasn't buying these off of some guy off the corner. This was my friend who, it was his prescription, bitch. Like he had ADHD. He needed these. And I was buying them off of him. And so I began to take Adderall and I was losing like 2 to 3 pounds a week. I had lost around, maybe like 30 pounds being on Adderall. And I remember being so literally proud of myself. Like I was like, wow, like I feel amazing. Like I feel great. This feels fantastic. Like I look so skinny. I'm looking better, but I need to lose more. I can't, this is not enough. I need to be skinny. I need to be where you're not going to see my fat when I'm wearing jeans. I remember thinking I need, the school chairs and you would sit in them. I remember thinking if my thighs are to the edge or over, I'm too fat. It needs to be smaller. My thighs need to not be able to go past that edge. They need to be skinny. And I was like, I gotta lose more weight. I gotta be able to see my whole foot. If I look over, I cannot see my stomach. I need to be able to see everything. I need to be skinny. And that is so I was already not eating much. When you're on Adderall or when you're whatever, like, looking back, I really didn't know. I didn't know that people took Adderall to focus in school or to like stay awake or to do things like that. So my grades were doing great. I was, fucking alert and all that shit. I was losing weight, but I wasn't eating much. I would eat like once a day. Like I would probably just eat dinner. I want to say, I don't remember. I know I didn't eat lunch. I know I didn't eat breakfast. So I definitely would just eat dinner. So in order to lose even more weight, I said, all right, I'm going to start throwing up. I'm going to start putting my fingers in my mouth and throwing up. And I remember learning this technique from a TV show. I can't remember what TV show it was, but it glorified it in a certain degree. And I was taking Adderall, only eating once a day, and then throwing up that meal in the same day. Like, so I was like, I don't even know how I was surviving. Like, genuinely, I do not know. And it got really bad. But when you're in that mindset, when you're in that thing, like, I genuinely felt like I was doing great. Like, I felt like I was like, fuck yes, like, I'm going to have the body I've always dreamt of. Like, I'm going to be able to get a boyfriend and he's going to love me so much. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I remember getting compliments from different guys at the time and thinking like, wow, like, I look so good. I look great. I even remember going to prom and getting my prom dress. And I had always thought I needed to get a big dress because I needed to cover like all of my stomach and all of that. And so, but for prom, I had gotten a tight dress because I had lost so much weight. And I was like, what, bitch, look at me. My dress is tight. Like, I feel really good, like blah, 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 blah. And one of my friends pulled me aside and she was like, I am worried about you. I cannot continue to watch you do this. I can't continue to watch you spend this money on this fucking drug. I can't. She didn't know that I was throwing up at the time, but I knew that she knew that there was a different change from just the Adderall to what was going on at that moment. And when I saw the fear in her eyes, and I knew this is not healthy. It was a switch in my brain when I saw the fear in her eyes and how scared she was. And looking back, I know why she was so scared. I was getting scary. If I would have kept down that road, if I would have continued down it, I don't think I'd be here right now. I don't think I'd be sitting on this couch and talking to you. And I think that it was that day I said no more. I took the pills that I had just bought from him and I threw them down the toilet at school, flushed it, and I said I won't. I told her I was making myself throw up. I won't do that anymore. I'm really gonna try to just work on myself and be better. And so from then on out, for the next couple months, I was honestly just going through life like a zombie. I was going through a tough breakup at the time. I was with a different person and I was going through life as a zombie. School was ending and I just felt really I don't know what my life purpose is. I've always felt that my life purpose, or I had always felt that my life purpose, my life's goal, my life's mission was I need to get skinny. Once I get skinny, all of my dreams and everything will just fall into place. If I'm skinny, everything will just start to work out for me. That's what's going to happen. News fucking flash, bitch. That's not the case. Even skinny girls are struggling. That's not the case at all. I was going through life and I was just I don't know what to do now. I can't take the Adderall because I promised her I won't make myself throw up because I fucking promised her. And I really feel at the time my mom started to suspect. And I was I can't do it. I can't get fucked, bitch. I'm going to get caught taking fuck. My mom will whoop my ass. Okay. My mom is a Latina mother. Telling her years later whooped my ass. But I was scared. So I just, was coasting until I met my now husband. And he really showed me a different love that I've never experienced, especially coming from a man. Looking back, every single time that I felt I need to be skinny, this, that, and the third, it was always around men. That cheer coach that I was talking about in the beginning, it was a man. He was a ex-military something of a fucking other. It was a man. So it's always been a man who has made me feel that way. So whatever, I'm going on with life. And and he doesn't even know that he's teaching me it's okay to eat. It's okay to want to eat too. It's okay to want to have a fucking cheeseburger. It's okay to want, a bag of chips. It's okay to be hungry, because I remember there was a long time, even in the beginning stages of our relationship, or not, 2 years in, I was still going through it. He would pick me up from beauty school and I hadn't eaten for hours on end. It was 10 p.m. and I hadn't eaten since probably my lunch break, which would have been 12 p.m. So there had been a long amount of time where I hadn't eaten. And I remember him always asking me, do you want to go to McDonald's? Like, do you want something to eat? And I would be like, no, I'm not hungry. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm not hungry. And he taught me like it was okay to be fucking hungry. Like, it was, one day I will have a podcast episode where I really talk about my husband. He is a godsend. But he truly helped me, and he didn't even know that he was helping me. But I realized that my happiness and my being okay with my body and loving my body happened when I stopped caring about men's perceptive of me. That is when it started to change. I was working at Sephora. I got my job at Sephora, and I only cared to do my makeup and only cared to get dressed up and whatever for the girls, for the girlies at work, for the girlies that I was going to see that were going to come to Sephora. I started only caring about the woman's gaze. I stopped caring about the men's gaze. And that is truly what made me happy and what made me feel better about myself. As I stopped giving men power over their thoughts and their opinions and what they feel and think about my body. I stopped giving that power. I'm not saying it went away. I'm not saying that I don't have men that hate my body to this day, but I stopped giving it power. I'm going to give you guys an example. So 2 weeks ago, I had Veronica on my podcast. She was amazing. Loved it. The fucking episode went amazing. It was great. But I posted a snippet of the episode on Instagram where I'm like, don't hump raw, blah, 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 right? I'm all, don't hump raw. For what? Some shrimp is what I say. Because, bitch, yeah, don't hump raw for some fucking shrimp. Are you kidding me? And so I post it, and I go to work the next day, and I see a comment on that, post, and it says, that fat pig would take raw shrimp any day. And I remember 2 things happened. A pit dropped in my stomach, and I went into fight or flight. Like within I'm not even kidding you, girl, like 0.5 seconds. Like I was like in middle school all over again, getting called earthquake and fat ass. And I was like, fuck, like what do I do? And then the next second I was like, no, I am not in middle school. I am not a scared little girl who has not been taught anything, who hates their body, who hates their life. I'm a grown ass woman with a very successful career. I love myself, a husband that loves me. I love myself, like all these amazing things. I am not going to let some idiotic fucking guy who probably is living in his mom's basement and stroking his fucking small shrimp dick to have any effect on me. No, I'm done. I'm not letting that affect me. And I literally laughed. I started laughing because I was like, come on. I'm not going to let this stupid ass guy, men in general, have any effect on me. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to let that affect. Like, I have a bubble around me. It is a strong bubble. It is a pink bubble. It's a great bubble. And every time a man tries to put their fucking opinion, their thoughts, their words, whatever, and it tries to penetrate my bubble, it's just bouncing off and going back to them, because guess what it is, babe? It's projection. That's what it is. They project. They're so upset within their lives and so mad and sad about whatever the fuck they're going through that they want to put it onto somebody else. They want to bring somebody else down to make them feel better. You think that man commented, oh, she's fucking fat. She's fat, bitch. That bitch is fat and she's a fat pig. Talking about shrimp dick. Well, obviously somebody's mad that you have a shrimp dick. Obviously, like, it's projection. So when you are going through this, when you're going through body fucking image shit and you feel like shit and you hate life and you're like, I hate my body. Society has taught me that I need to hate my body. Society has taught me that I'm not worthy of love because I'm big, because I am not the perfect, whatever the fuck society has deemed perfect right now. Remember that everybody else is projecting whatever the fuck they got going on in their own lives. Whatever insecurities they have, they're projecting them onto you. Something else I learned when I became a waxer, I'm seeing coochies all day long, right? But I'm seeing women in their most vulnerable state ever. Legs wide open, right? I'm seeing them in their most vulnerable state. They're scared as fuck. They're walking in and doing something that they're terrified to do and to completely bare themselves to a complete stranger. It's a very scary, intense service to do. And I remember, I'll never forget, I had a client. Oh God, you guys, she's beautiful, right? Everything you think, what you could think of as like society's like beauty girl, this girl was, right? Perfect body, doesn't have like fat on her, like wow, I would kill to be her, right? She gets on my bed and she's so insecure. Like she's so embarrassed of her body. Like she can't even look at me. She can't even look at me in the eyes because she's so mortified about her own body, about her vulva, about her legs, about that she didn't get time to shave her legs, her feet on her nail polish and her toes, they look a little crazy because she hasn't gotten a pedicure. She's insecure. She's covering her stomach. She's this, she's that. And I'm like, it hit me. Like it fucking hit me. Like I was like, you're insecure too? Wait a minute. What? You're like perfect. Like you're like everything I wish I could be. What do you mean? And I realized that you can have everything. You can be the perfect it girl. You could be everybody, loves Kim K, loves Beyonce, loves Taylor Swift, loves whoever. Choose whatever vibe you like. Everyone loves them, right? They've all been cheated on. People say mean shit about them. People say hurtful words, say the meanest, most vile shit ever. We all have something we are insecure about. Every single human being on this universe. Never, ever, ever believe a motherfucker who's going to tell you, I'm not insecure. I have nothing to be insecure about. I'm cool. I'm this, that, and the third. Like, I'm big, big, bad, whatever. Don't believe them. Never believe anybody that has ever told you in their life, especially a woman, because women can be mean too. I'm not saying men are the only ones out here fucking being mean and belittling people, because women can do that shit too. Never believe someone that tells you that they're not insecure. Never believe someone when they tell you they're not insecure and makes you feel bad for being insecure. Never believe that shit, because they're lying to you. Those are the most insecure people out there, are the ones that are trying to say that they're not insecure. They're the most ones. When I learned that, I started to look at life in a whole different light. I was like, why are we so mean to each other? Why? I know you're going through something. You feel like shit too. I feel like shit. So why are we like being mean to each other? Why is there this stigma of like we have to hate the other to make us feel better about ourselves? Like why do we need to have that happen anymore? And I decided I'm not participating in it. I'm not. I'm done. I stepped back. I washed my hands and I am done with it. I love my body. My body wakes up for me every day. It breathes for me. It holds my soul. It allows me to live my dream every day and work towards my goals. It houses me. It takes care of me when I'm sick. It comforts me when I'm having anxiety. Somehow it knows how to calm itself down. I love my body. I'm not going to hate it anymore. I don't care what the next person has to say. I'm sure when I post snippets of the things that I've been saying in this video, I'm sure I'm going to get a couple, well, she's just a fat ass and whatever. I don't care. You can call me a fat ass if you want. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's simply, I don't care, because the only opinion that matters to me is me. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care that you think I'm fat or that I'm ugly or that I'm this or I'm that. I only care about how I feel and about what I think of myself. And I think I look pretty damn good. And I'm fucking happy that I'm alive and that I'm breathing and that I didn't take my own life because other people were making me feel so shitty about what I looked like. Like, I am good. I'm not going to sit here and say that there's days where I wake up and I'm like, I feel fucking insecure. I feel extra bloated. I feel this. I feel that. I'm not saying that those days don't exist, because they do. But it's the choice of, do I let those days keep going, or do I stop them and remind myself, no, I love my body. I love this. I love my hair. I love my nose. I love the vibe that I give out. I love my aura. From here on out, I'm giving you guys homework, bitch. Okay? So take this as homework. From here on out, whenever you say something bad about yourself, okay? I fucking look big. My belly's sticking out. I have an extra wave when I fucking wave. I want you to say something good about yourself, something that you love, something that you cherish. I get it that there's days where you're like, there's nothing good about me. I hate everything. No, you're breathing, right? You can smell, you can see, you can move your arm, you can walk. Whatever it is, I need you to say something that you love about yourself. I'm not going to tell you never say anything bad about yourself. Don't ever do that. Blah, 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 blah. That's unrealistic. Are you kidding me? In today's age, no. Every time you say something bad about yourself, say something good about yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love me. Because remember that it is very hard to find somebody that is going to love you when you don't even love yourself. But it's even harder to allow that person to love you when you hate yourself. Trust me, I learned that. My husband loves me, but not until, I would say, 3 years ago is when I started allowing him to love me, because I hated myself for so long that I could not understand how he could love me. And so I just didn't accept it. I was like, nope. I'm like, okay, you can love me, but from like arm's distance, okay? Like, you cannot penetrate that much. Like, no. But I started to work on myself and work on my self-love and truly caring about myself. And that is when I started to accept his love. And that is a whole different relationship that we now have. So I have a lot of single girls that watch me, a lot of, single moms and all of that stuff. When you're thinking about you wanting to be in a relationship and finding somebody that's truly going to love you for you and all of that stuff, you will find that. You are going to find someone that's going to love you for you. Big, small, medium, purple, blue, black, white. You are going to find somebody that is going to love you for you. But to accept that love, you need to love yourself. So start working on loving yourself. Start telling yourself, I love you. I don't give a fuck how corny it sounds. The same love that you give others, give that love to you. Because you're not going to be able to accept love from somebody else if you can't even accept it from yourself. A lot of people ask me, how do you have the confidence that you have? Because I walk around in whatever the fuck I want to walk around in, to be honest with you. Crop tops, leggings, shorts, whatever I want to walk around in. And I truly tell them, I just don't care. Why am I going to wait my whole life to get skinny to wear whatever I want to wear? No. If I want to wear this outfit, right? I'm wearing, a crop sweater and like flared pants that go up. If I wanted to wear that and I was so insecure and I was like, no. I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna get skinny. I'm gonna wait till I can lose weight. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be waiting fucking forever. No. Wear whatever you want to wear. Do whatever you want to do. Don't wait until you get skinny, or don't wait until you lose the weight. Start living your life now. Do not wait to live your life. You need to start doing it now, because tomorrow isn't promised. I'm going to get a little corny on y'all for a second. Tomorrow isn't promised. Next week, next month, next year, it's not fucking promised. We live in a scary world. We do. Like, it's a matter of fact. We live in a scary ass world. So I am not going to wait till next year when I lose 40 pounds to wear the outfit that I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear it today and feel damn good about it, and not give a fuck what other people have to say about my outfit, because I'm sure the skeletons in their closet and the shit they got going on at home is far worse than my outfit that I'm wearing right now. Okay? Because people have so much shit hiding behind closed doors. Just look at all the stories that we hear about, like, domestic violence cases or shit coming out, right? So, like, any story you hear, tabloids, whatever, oh my God, shits came out, it's crazy, whatever. They've got so much shit going on in their own life that whatever you are doing with yours, as simple as wearing an outfit or just feeling confident, they hate that you are doing good, that you feel good, that you feel great. And so they're going to try to snatch that from you. And they're going to snatch it. That no matter what, that's going to happen. But the difference is, are you going to allow it? Are you going to give it power? Or are you not going to allow it and not give it any fucking power? You need to make that decision. You can walk out today and say, from this podcast, stop listening to it and say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not giving nobody no more power to have any effect on me and how I feel about myself. I'm done. I washed my hands. I'm done. And your whole life is going to change, babe. Whole life is going to change. You're going to start to feel real fucking good about yourself and start to feel like a badass bitch that you are. Or you can stop this podcast and continue to let others have power over how you feel about yourself and dig yourself into a deeper hole, because the deeper the hole gets, the harder it's going to get to come out. And the more self-love work and the more intense therapy and the more, things that you went, the scary shit like the Adderall and the fucking bulimia. Because that's what I did. I decided I'm not letting it have any more power over me. And I stopped. But imagine how it would have looked if I kept going. Scary, right? I just want to say that I love you guys. I love every single one of you that is listening to this podcast, wherever you're at. If you're at home, if you are in your car, if you are at school, at work, if you're wherever you're at, okay? I just want you to know that I love you. In the way that God or the divine, whatever, the universe, whatever you believe in, made you, I love you for that. Every single, any little bitty thing on you, I love that. I love you. You are worthy of love. You are enough. Never think that you're not enough just because of what your body looks like or an insecurity that you have. There's somebody out there that loves you, and that is me. Okay? So whenever you are starting to feel that way and you're starting to spiral down that fucking hole, I want you to think of this video. I want you to think of this episode and think of me and me telling you I love you and that everything is going to be okay and you are going to come out to the other side of it and you are going to feel better. And you need to take this, feel better, get better, and preach it to the next girl that needs to fucking hear it, because we all need to hear this. We all need to feel better about ourselves, because bitch, once us women team up, it's over for the men. It's over. But we need to work on ourselves first. We really, really do. But that is all I have for you guys today. I don't know how long this episode has been. I honestly am really proud of myself for not having a full-blown mental breakdown during this video, because this shit was scary. Like this was definitely a scary topic to talk about. It's very close knit people of mine, very few people that are around me that know the struggles that I went through in regards to my eating disorder. So to put it on the internet, bitch, this is scary. I'm scared. But I am proud of myself. I'm proud of you for listening to this, because this was fucking hard to listen to, I'm sure. And I know that you are going to go out there and you're not going to give any motherfucker no more power. Okay? And you're going to start to feel real good about yourself. I have a little surprise for you guys in February. I'm not going to say what it is, but it is something around the lines of self-love. So I can't wait for you guys to hear that and to hear the next episode. But as always, I appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys so, so much. Make sure you guys are following Bestie Talk on Instagram, Bestie Talk Pod. That is where I'm more active, as well as our TikTok. I believe it's the same tag, Bestie Talk Pod. But I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I will see you next time. Bye.